In this session, we are going to create a program which will include an input validation logic using do-while loop. The input should be a string that must have 2 to 5 characters. If it's a beyond or less, then we should have an error message prompting the user to input again. And of course, if the input is successful, then we will print out a successful message. So again, let's look at the programming process we looked at before. We need to define what the program is to do. And then we need to visualize the programming running on the computer. So the program of standard input is that we need to have a user prompt. Please enter a string between 2 to 5 characters. And then here is the standard input, right? Then if the string is between 2 to 5 characters, we will print out the string is, which will include the input string. Otherwise, we will have a output. The string is, well, otherwise we will simply ask the user to enter again. Okay. So let's look at design tool, which is the pseudocode. But this is pretty much the flow where you have a output, input, then validation. Okay, so now let's put this into pseudocode. And this part will be do. While. Oops. And also, the output is also a part of the do. We will have this session repeated until string length between 2 to 5, right? The string is something, right? So here is the pseudocode. Let's create the code in Eclipse. First, we will create the package for session 3. Once package is created, let's create a new class. The new class will be called sample question do while input, or let me call it input with input using do while. So we are here with the class and apparently public static void main. By this time, main should have a string args. By this time, you should also already be familiar with this process, both with our in-class instruction as well as your homework, right? So here I'm going to add this comment here. And the Java doc for main. Of course, if you have some more serious logic here, you need to put the logic explanation in the Java doc main. And now we have this logic. Apparently, if we want to print out a string, then we will need to have string defined. we will also need to create the input device, where it is here, get scanner. And as I print out, Eclipse automatically add this import here. Let me revert the change. Okay, now this is where it was. As you can see, there's no import. But as I introduce this scanner, Eclipse automatically add this for us. But Eclipse will not always do this. You have to always monitor what things that you are importing and make sure it works fine in your system. So now we have keyboard and we have a do. Once we have do, you want to put all these while up, but before that, let's copy the standard in, stand out. How do we do this? Strings.length. String.length, we will do input.length. Remember, this is the method, right? Greater than 5, greater than or equal to 5. Oh, no, this is the opposite. I was wrong in the logic, original logic. There was a model logic error that we didn't catch. It should have been, we will keep on running this code while the input length less than 2, or the input length greater than 5. And we have an error. The error is the local variable may not have been initialized. This input may not have a value. So this will be resolved as soon as we have this standard input, which we will do in a minute. Please enter a string between 2 to 5 characters. And then input will equals to, but this is int, so we'll put next line. All right. So it will keep on running, keep on getting this keyboard, keep on getting the keyboard input. Unless everything works fine, then of course we will do system.out.println. The string is plus input. Okay, now let's run it. If I put O, they keep on saying, nope, that doesn't work. My word, which is 66 characters, doesn't work. So hello, which is 5 characters. Oops, I don't know what I'm typing, but this is 6 character apparently. But this time, let me type hello carefully. Now it works. You may also want to see how we can output some notification if this doesn't match. We will cover this later using another methodology, another Java programming component called method, which will combine different logics together in one piece and can be placed in this while component.